Welcome back to the channel, USA Coins 69, coin collectors and history buffs. Today, we're zooming in on one of the most fascinating and valuable pennies ever minted in the United States, the 2009 Lincoln penny with a special mint mark. You might think a penny is just a penny, but this particular coin tells a unique story and could be worth a fortune. So, stick around as we explore everything you need to know about this rare 2009 Lincoln penny, from its history and design to its surprising value in the collector's market. The year 2009 was an extraordinary year for the Lincoln cent. It marked the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent itself. To celebrate this, the U.S. Mint released 4 special designs depicting different stages of Lincoln's life, all on the reverse side of the penny. These designs honored his early life in Kentucky, his formative years in Indiana, his professional life in Illinois, and his presidency in Washington, D.C. Among these special pennies, one stands out for collectors, the 2009 Lincoln penny with a distinctive mint mark that tells a unique tale. Unlike the usual D or S mint marks that represent the Denver and San Francisco mints, this coin features a rare W mint mark, which indicates it was minted at the West Point Mint. The West Point Mint is mostly known for producing silver, gold, and platinum coins, not pennies. So when pennies with a W mint mark were introduced in 2009, it created quite a buzz in the numismatic community. The U.S. Mint produced only a limited number of these special West Point pennies and released them primarily for collectors, not for general circulation. This rarity immediately gave these coins a special status. What makes this coin even more intriguing is its condition. While many pennies from 2009 still show signs of wear and circulation, these W mint mark pennies are often found in pristine, uncirculated condition because they were released in special sets and collector packs. Design-wise, the obverse side of the coin features the classic profile of Abraham Lincoln, just like every other Lincoln cent since 1909. But the reverse side is where you see one of the 4 special designs unique to 2009. Depending on which design you have, be it Lincoln's log cabin days in Kentucky, his time as a young man in Indiana, his career as a lawyer in Illinois, or his presidency, these pennies serve as a small but powerful tribute to the life and legacy of one of America's most beloved presidents. Collectors are drawn to this coin not just for its design or historical significance but because of its rarity and limited mintage. Coins that were produced in smaller numbers and kept in pristine condition tend to appreciate significantly in value over time. And that's exactly what has happened with the 2009 Lincoln W penny. As more collectors recognize its significance and rarity, demand has driven up its price dramatically. But what is this coin really worth? If you have a 2009 Lincoln penny with the W mint mark in flawless, uncirculated condition, you could be holding a piece that's worth an incredible amount. These coins have been known to fetch prices as high as $60,000. Yes, you heard that right, $60,000 for a single penny. This astonishing value is a reminder that even the smallest coins can tell huge stories and carry immense worth. If you're lucky enough to own one of these special 2009 Lincoln pennies, it's worth having it appraised by a professional. With the right certification and proper care, your penny could be a centerpiece of any coin collection, or even a surprising investment. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of American coins to uncover the story behind one of the rarest and most valuable pennies ever minted, the 1970 Lincoln penny with a special mint mark. You might think pennies are common and almost worthless, but this particular 1970 penny could completely change your perspective. So, if you want to learn why this coin is so unique and how much it could be worth, stay tuned, because the ending might just blow your mind. The year 1970 was a time of change and innovation in the United States, and the Lincoln penny was still a staple in everyday transactions. Featuring the classic profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, the penny had been a beloved piece of American currency since its introduction in 1909. But the 1970 Lincoln penny we're focusing on today isn't just any penny. This coin has a fascinating story tied to its mint mark, a tiny letter stamped on the coin that reveals where it was made, and that detail alone can make a huge difference in a coin's rarity and value. Most 1970 pennies you find in circulation carry the familiar D mint mark, indicating they were minted in Denver, or sometimes no mint mark at all, which means they were produced in Philadelphia. But the true prize for collectors is the 1970 penny that features an S mint mark from the San Francisco Mint. This version of the coin is already special because San Francisco pennies from that era were often struck for proof sets and collectors rather than for general circulation. However, the real excitement comes with a very rare variety of the 1970 S Lincoln penny, the one with a double die error. A double die error happens during the coin's production process, where the design elements are stamped twice, but slightly misaligned. This results in a coin that has a doubled appearance on letters, numbers, or other design details. In the case of the 1970 Lincoln penny, the double die error can be spotted most clearly on the date and the word Liberty on the obverse side. This doubling effect makes the coin stand out and instantly increases its desirability among collectors. What makes this 1970 penny even more extraordinary is how few of these error coins are known to exist. Because the error was caught early in the minting process, only a limited number were ever released, making them incredibly scarce. Coins that combine rarity, historical significance, and an eye-catching error are a perfect storm in the numismatic world, often skyrocketing their value. Aside from the error, the coin's condition plays a crucial role in determining its worth. Collectors always seek coins that have been preserved in near-perfect, uncirculated condition. A 1970 S double die Lincoln penny that looks fresh from the mint, with sharp details and no signs of wear, is much more valuable than one that's been circulated and worn down. Such pristine coins are often graded by professional organizations to certify their condition, and the higher the grade, the more they're worth. Now, why do collectors go crazy for this coin? Beyond the obvious rarity and stunning double die error, this penny represents a fascinating piece of American history. Abraham Lincoln's profile connects us to over a century of U.S. coinage tradition, and this coin's unique minting mistake offers a glimpse into the intricate and sometimes unpredictable process of coin production. So, what's the real value of this elusive 1970 Lincoln penny with the S mint mark and double die error? If you happen to have one in exceptional, uncirculated condition, it could be worth an astonishing $67,000. Yes, $67,000 for a single penny. This incredible valuation serves as a powerful reminder that even the smallest, most everyday objects can hold immense value if they're rare and well preserved. If you have old coins lying around, it's definitely worth taking a closer look, especially if you find a 1970 Lincoln penny with an S mint mark. You could be sitting on a hidden treasure. Today, we're unraveling the fascinating story behind one of the most sought-after pennies in American numismatics, the 1971 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it might seem like just another everyday coin, but this little piece of copper holds a secret that could make it extremely valuable. If you're curious about what makes the 1971 Lincoln penny so special, and just how much it could be worth, stick around because we're about to dive deep into the history, unique features, and incredible value of this coin. The Lincoln cent, first minted in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, has become one of the most iconic coins in the United States. By 1971, the design on the penny had remained largely unchanged on the front, still showcasing the dignified profile of Lincoln, but the coins minted that year hold a unique place in coin collecting circles, especially when it comes to their mint marks and rarities. When collectors talk about 1971 pennies, the first thing to check is the mint mark. Most coins from that year were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally didn't carry a mint mark until recent decades. However, the pennies with a D mint mark from the Denver Mint and an S mint mark from the San Francisco Mint play a special role in the story, especially because of certain errors and varieties. One of the most exciting varieties from 1971 is the rare double die error. This error happens when the coin's design is stamped twice during production, but the images are slightly misaligned. For the 1971 Lincoln penny, the double die error can be spotted mainly on the obverse side, where you'll notice doubling in the date and the words Liberty and In God We Trust. This doubling effect is subtle but striking once you know what to look for, and it makes the coin incredibly desirable to collectors. But the 1971 penny has more than just the double die going for it. There are also proof coins from the San Francisco Mint that come with a mirror-like finish and sharper details, made specifically for collectors and never intended for circulation. These proof pennies, especially in perfect condition, can be worth quite a bit more than regular pennies from the same year. What really pushes the value of the 1971 Lincoln penny to the stratosphere is the combination of rarity, condition, and the specific mint mark. The San Francisco.'s proof pennies with double die errors in uncirculated condition are some of the rarest and most sought-after coins from that year. They are often graded by professional coin grading services and, when certified to be in mint condition, they become prized possessions in any serious collection. Another interesting aspect of the 1971 Lincoln penny is its connection to the broader history of the United States during that era. The early 1970s were a time of change and reflection for the country, and coins like this penny remind us of the craftsmanship and care put into everyday objects that many might overlook. If you think about it, a single penny, an item most people toss around casually or overlook completely, can actually be a key to a small fortune, provided it's the right penny. And the 1971 Lincoln penny, especially those with the S mint mark and double die error, might just be that KEY.SO. What is this coin really worth in today's market? If you have a 1971 Lincoln penny with the S mint mark, exhibiting the double die error and in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could be valued at an astonishing $70,000. Yes, $70,000 for one tiny penny. This incredible price highlights how rare errors and mint marks can turn an everyday coin into a collector's treasure. It also reminds us to always take a closer look at the coins in our pockets, collections, or even loose change. Who knows, you might be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. Today, we're turning back the clock to explore one of the most iconic and valuable pennies ever minted in the United States, the 1964 Lincoln penny. While pennies might seem like everyday coins that are hardly worth more than their face value, this particular 1964 penny is anything but ordinary. Stick with me as we uncover the fascinating history, rare features, and astounding value of this classic American coin that could be worth far more than you ever imagined. The Lincoln penny has been a beloved staple of American coinage since 1909, honoring the 16th president, Abraham Lincoln. The 1964 penny was minted during a significant era, the height of the post-war American boom, and just before the introduction of the famous copper-nickel-clad pennies that started in 1965. This makes the 1964 penny one of the last large batches struck from nearly pure copper, which already makes it a favorite among collectors. One of the first things to understand about the 1964 Lincoln penny is the importance of its mint mark. Most 1964 pennies were minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use a mint mark at the time, and at the Denver Mint, which marked its coins with a D. The mint mark tells you exactly where the coin was produced, and this small detail can have a huge impact on the coin's rarity and value. But what truly sets certain 1964 pennies apart from the rest is the existence of rare varieties and errors. For example, some 1964 pennies feature a double die obverse, an error that causes key details like the date, the words "Liberty" or "In God We Trust" to appear doubled. This striking doubling effect is caused by a misalignment during the die creation process and is highly prized among collectors. Coins with this error are scarce and can fetch a significant premium over regular pennies. In addition to the double die, there are also proof versions of the 1964 penny. These proof pennies were specially struck at the San Francisco Mint and have a much shinier, mirror-like finish than coins intended for circulation. Proof coins tend to be more valuable, especially when in perfect condition, as they were made with collectors in mind rather than everyday use. Condition is key when it comes to the value of any coin, and the 1964 Lincoln penny is no exception. Pennies that have been carefully preserved, showing no signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration, will always command higher prices. Professional grading services often certify these coins, giving collectors confidence in their authenticity and condition. But beyond its age and mint marks, the 1964 penny holds a special place in American history. Minted during a period of cultural and economic transformation, this coin connects us to a bygone era, a time when pennies were made of mostly copper and when Lincoln's image remained a steady symbol of American values. Now, here's the exciting part: if you happen to have a 1964 Lincoln penny, especially one with a D mint mark from Denver and in perfect, uncirculated condition. And even more so if it features the rare double die error, you could be holding a coin worth an astounding $74,000, yes, $74,000 for a single penny. This incredible valuation highlights the magic of coin collecting, where history, rarity, and condition combine to create incredible value out of something that most people think of as just spare change. Today, we're zooming in on a small but mighty piece of American history, the United States 1980 Lincoln penny with its unique mint mark. You might think a penny is just a penny, but this one? It could be worth a staggering sum. Stay tuned as we explore what makes this particular coin so special and reveal its jaw-dropping value at the very end. The Lincoln penny is a classic symbol of American coinage, first introduced back in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Since then, it has become one of the most collected coins in the United States. But among the billions of pennies minted over the years, certain editions stand out because of their rarity, unique features, or minting errors, and that's exactly what we're looking at with the 1980 penny. In 1980, the U.S. Mint produced millions of Lincoln pennies at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint is identified by a tiny letter on the coin, no mint mark for Philadelphia, a D for Denver, and an S for San Francisco. But here's where it gets interesting. The 1980 Lincoln penny with the Denver mint mark is notable among collectors, especially those found in exceptional condition or with rare variations. The 1980 penny's design sticks closely to tradition. The obverse features the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, showing the 16th president facing right. This image has graced the penny for over a century and symbolizes American values and heritage. On the reverse, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, a tribute to the man himself and a familiar sight on pennies minted from 1959 all the way until 2008. But what really sets the 1980 Denver penny apart isn't just its design, it's the story behind its minting. The late 1970s and early 1980s were a time of significant change for coin collectors. The rise in copper prices, concerns about coin shortages, and subtle minting errors all added layers of intrigue. Some 1980 Denver pennies display doubling on the lettering or date, while others have slightly off-center strikes or unusual metal compositions due to experimentation by the mint. These small quirks can turn an ordinary penny into a rare collectible worth far more than its face value. Condition plays a huge role in the coin's value. Most pennies you find in your pocket or change jar have seen a lot of wear, scratches, discoloration, and dents are common. But a 1980 Lincoln penny that remains in pristine, uncirculated condition is a different story. These coins have their original luster, sharp details, and no signs of circulation, making them highly prized by collectors. Even more valuable are pennies graded by professional services as mint state, which ensures their authenticity and condition with a numeric score. Another fascinating aspect is the possibility of discovering error coins from this year. These can include double dies, where the image or text appears double due to a misalignment in the minting process, or off-center strikes where part of the design is missing. Error coins are like nature's rare gems in the numismatic world, often commanding higher prices because they are one-of-a-kind. So, what does all of this mean for the value of a 1980 Lincoln penny with a Denver mint mark? If you stumble upon one in average condition, it might only be worth a few cents or a couple of dollars at most. But if you have one in perfect, uncirculated condition, or better yet, with a rare minting error, hold on tight. The value skyrockets. To bring this full circle, the 1980 Denver Lincoln penny, especially those rare uncirculated or error specimens, can be worth an eye-popping $64,000. Yes, you heard that right. $64,000 for a single penny. That's the magic of coin collecting. Something seemingly small and insignificant can turn out to be a treasure of immense value. So, next time you pick up a penny, take a closer look. You might just be holding a piece of history worth a small fortune. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1980 Lincoln penny, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an exciting coin discovery. Share your own rare coin stories in the comments. we love hearing from fellow collectors. Until next time, happy hunting and keep those coins shining.